Hi, my name is Kristen Chase, and for the My Favorite Brain Part presentation, I will be talking about the basal ganglia. So the basal ganglia is located between the forebrain and the midbrain, with the majority of the basal ganglia being located in the forebrain. So that would include the striatum, which includes the caudate nucleus and the putamen, and the globus pallidus. And then there are a few parts residing in the midbrain, which would be the subthalamic nucleus and the substantia nigra. The general function of the basal ganglia is the regulation of voluntary movements and motor learning, and this function is achieved using two pathways, the nigrostriatal pathway and the mesolimbic pathway. So the nigrostriatal pathway is involved in movement selection, motor sequence learning, and most importantly, the promotion of wanted movement and suppressing unwanted movement. So the promotion of movement is done using the direct pathway, which includes a series of excitatory dopaminergic signals and inhibitory GABA signals between the substantia nigra pars compacta, the putamen and caudate, the globus pallidus internal, the thalamus, and the motor cortex. The inhibition of movement is very similar, being on the indirect pathway. It also involves that series of excitatory and inhibitory signals, but this time it also involves the globus pallidus external. The other pathway of the basal ganglia is the mesolimbic pathway, and this pathway is involved in predicting reward, promoting reward, promising behavior, and habit learning. What is it? What is the mesolimbic pathway? It is one of the main dopaminergic pathways of the brain, and it goes from the ventral tegmental area, VTA, to the ventral striatum, the part of the basal ganglia, and more specifically the nucleus accumbens. Current research believes that the nucleus accumbens is one of the main areas for addiction. And that is seen, I am a part of a research lab right now, the McReynolds Lab, which is a University of Cincinnati College of Medicine, Pharmacology, and Physiology lab. And we study the impacts and effects of stress on drug addiction using rat models. And one of the areas that we are currently investigating is the nucleus accumbens. So it's one of the reasons I chose this area. The other main reason why I chose another reason why I chose the basal ganglia is because of all of the different parts of the brain it involves when it goes wrong and all the different things that it can cause. So the main negative effect of what happens when the basal ganglia is dysfunctional is movement disorders. So things like Parkinson's disease, Huntington's disease, Tourette syndrome, and other tic disorders, and then dystonia, and then as well as psychiatric disorders, which aren't as well proven to be associated with the basal ganglia, but current research is showing that basal ganglia dysfunction is somewhat involved with these disorders, being obsessive compulsive disorder, schizophrenia, substance use disorder, and depression. And I just thought that was really interesting. And then here is my works cited. Thank you very much.